Now, a lot of fans are still baffled 4 days removed from Randy Orton's mystery caller being revealed on SmackDown to be none other than Pat McAfee. And it's highly doubtful that Triple H and the company expected the level of backlash they have got for doing this. Rye's mystery caller was a major part of what has really been a short build to his WrestleMania match with Cody Rhodes, and most expected Triple H to deliver and give us a legitimately surprising reveal. And not just a surprising reveal, welcome back wrestling news WWE in the sense that it was unexpected, but a big name. Something that would really enhance and amplify Rye's feud with Cody. Whether that would have been someone like The Rock, Rye's father, Bob, Vince McMahon, or even Stephanie McMahon, fans were no doubt expecting a big reveal. And let's just say Pat McAfee was not what most fans were anticipating. The overwhelming reaction to Pat being revealed as Rye's mystery caller is negative to say the least, and many within the company aren't happy either. According to one of our sources, both Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes are furious with top brass in the company for Pat McAfee getting involved with the storyline. And apparently there was a bit of a backstage confrontation on SmackDown that went down between Cody, Randy, and Triple H regarding how things played out. And it had a lot to do with the initial crowd response to Pat's reveal, with one source revealing, quote, "So things have been really tense behind the scenes, not just this week, but for the past several weeks when it comes to TKO interfering with key storylines leading into WrestleMania 42. And ultimately, the biggest issue is TKO going above creative to insert Pat McAfee into the Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes storyline. Multiple members of creative are furious about it as this was not the direction they wanted to go, knowing full well how the audience would react, and the stars involved aren't happy either. Now I should make it clear that neither Randy or Cody have a personal issue with Pat McAfee whatsoever. They get along well behind the scenes and have a good relationship. It's really not about Pat McAfee. It's about TKO taking it into their hands to alter storylines when they see fit. Despite not having a knowledge of the wrestling business and what actually makes sense from a storyline perspective, I heard there was a backstage fight, a verbal one, between Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, and Triple H after Pat McAfee's reveal on SmackDown, with both venting frustrations to Triple H, who apparently had little to say with some feeling. Hunter had the look that he was agreeing with what they were saying, but couldn't vocally say that because of backstage politics. They obviously knew Pat was getting revealed as Rye's mystery caller ahead of time and weren't pleased. But what really set them over the edge is how fans not only reacted in person at SmackDown, but the insane backlash it got on social media. They knew it was coming, but they couldn't help but express their frustration after the fact. Neither star apparently thought it made any sense for Pat to be involved with their storyline. And it was alluded to that Randy would have preferred it being revealed that he was on the phone with himself, the old version of himself, than having Pat McAfee involved, which is completely out of left field. The sentiment I'm hearing is that Cody and Randy feel their storyline was incredibly simple. It told itself, and that what should have been an easy hot feud for WrestleMania has been completely derailed because of TKO inserting themselves into creative decisions and simply put overcomplicating things. However, we have been told that it's not just higher-ups in TKO like Ari Emanuel who are getting heat from Cody and Randy. It also involves some of the decisions that were entirely made by the creative, led by Triple H, namely how Randy Orton's heel turn has been handled, with one source revealing, quote, "The sentiment I'm hearing is that Pat McAfee's random involvement with the storyline is just the tip of the iceberg, and highlights what has already been a growing problem with TKO making bad decisions that have been affecting the overall quality of the product in a negative way." I'm hearing Randy Orton wasn't overly eager to turn heel in the first place, with a key reason being that he doesn't feel it would be done well by creative, with Randy apparently expressing reservations about turning heel after how John Cena's heel turn was handled last year. A big concern for Randy is that he feels when he was at his best as a heel was at a time when there was a lot more freedom with what he could do to build his heel character. Basically all the diabolical stuff he did during that 9 Randy phase. The belief is that Randy knows what fans were expecting from a heel Randy Orton because of his past work, but that it couldn't deliver in this new era where everything is micromanaged, and because of how limited of a range they have in terms of how far they can push the envelope. Rye's not been overly pleased with his booking since turning heel on Cody, feeling like he hasn't been able to do really anything diabolical or shocking to get more fans on Cody's side during the feud, which was the company's ultimate goal. If anything, Cody's getting booed more now than before, and Randy felt this would have been prevented had he been able to do something truly appalling to get fans firmly behind Cody. The word soft has been thrown around a lot recently when it comes to how things are in the locker room. And the sentiment is that many, including Randy, feel this word also describes creative in this new era. Despite Triple H and other company officials continuing to push the narrative that the product is the best it's ever been, the talent, especially long-tenor talent like Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton, feel the opposite. The younger stars that got their start in the business the past few years don't know anything else. But the guys like Cody and Randy, who have been around for ages and have been involved with the wrestling business practically their whole life, aren't pleased with how things are being handled creatively. For Cody Rhodes, he was reportedly livid when he got backstage after delivering that promo on SmackDown about Pat McAfee being revealed as Rise mystery caller. Cody felt like the crowd had completely turned not only on him, but his feud with Randy Orton in general. The crowd was silent despite Cody trying to deliver as much passion and intensity in the promo that he possibly could. And He felt undermined by TKO and feels his feud with Randy is already underdelling, sort of like how his feud with John Cena was handled last year. The belief is Cody and Randy feel the booking is way too repetitive and uncreative, and leads to feuds losing their excitement because nothing is really enhanced or made more intriguing week to week. It's just the same rinse and repeat segments, overall. I can say that despite being on good terms with Pat McAfee, neither Cody Rhodes or Randy Orton are pleased with him being involved with the storyline. Not only because it doesn't make much sense storyline-wise, but because of the fact that they don't feel Pat McAfee is the massive draw that TKO higher-ups seem to think he is, and is going to boost ticket sales in any meaningful way by being involved with the storyline. However, the silver lining in all of this backstage frustration after Pat McAfee's reveal is that because the company has received so much backlash from fans for the reveal, there's now a chance we may see a pivot leading into WrestleMania or something done with this storyline to fix things. It's possible The Rock may be called upon by TKO to get involved to stop the storyline from completely falling flat in the eyes of fans, and that wouldn't even be a possibility had it not been for all the backlash and outrage on social media. Now, with all this being said, what are your thoughts on Pat McAfee being revealed to be Randy Orton's mystery caller on SmackDown this week? Do you understand why Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes would be frustrated with how things are playing out? Not only just with Pat McAfee randomly getting involved, but just how their storyline has been handled in general by creative the past few weeks. The reality is that while Triple H is certainly in a position of power creatively, he still has to answer to the TKO higher-ups. And a lot of the creative shifts and changes to the overall product aren't decisions that Hunter has the final say on. So while Triple H definitely deserves some of the blame for the quality of the product going downhill, he's not the only one that can take responsibility for it. Regardless, let us know your thoughts on this situation down in the comments section below. Well guys, that's it for today's major wrestling news. Make sure you leave a like and comment, and also make sure you subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so you'll never miss out on an episode. Finally, if you haven't already, give us a follow on Twitter, Wrestling News WWE Wrestling, and we will see you guys in the next video.